So I don't know what era of my life I'm in right now, but I think it's the you just gotta laugh through the pain because it be some things that some things that happen that just like I can't help but laugh. This is one of those situations. So last week, I going to work. I'm listening to music. I'm using an old pair of headphones, so I'm kind of like tweaking around with them, whatever. I'm listening to music. The music stopped, so I'm like, all right. Sometimes if I press the wrong but like side of the headphone, it'll stop, or sometimes it just stop. So I'm like, all right, let me see what's going on. I click the button on my phone, nothing light up. So I'm like, okay, sometimes my phone be acting up. So let me try again. Phone turned off by itself. So I'm like, okay, turn it back on. I go back to list, try and listen to some music. I think the song played for 30 seconds. Whole phone turn off. Then after that, don't turn back on. I keep trying to turn it back on. It'll light up with the Apple sign, turn right back off, or never really turn on. It's like in a perpetual cycle of just not turning on, but trying to turn on, not turning on. So I'm like, all right. I don't know what was in the air that day, but it was like I was already like my anxiety was getting bad because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck going on with my phone. Granted, I ain't got no hoes. Nobody called me, text me. I gotta get home and I gotta get back to work. I need my phone to turn on. So I'm panicking because I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? Mind you, the charger port in my phone didn't work either. So it's like I can't charge it properly to see if it's gonna work like that because my phone I have to use a magnetic charger. So I'm like, oh man, the magnetic charger might work because it'll automatically turn the phone on to charge it. I don't know why it does that. That's just how it works. So I'm like, all right, let me try and do that. And it was like my manager started pissing me off because I'm trying to figure out what's going on my phone. He bitching about something. I'm like, man. And then it was like the whole day while I'm trying to figure out what's going on my phone. It was like everybody that could try to piss me off was trying to piss me off. It was like I did not need this. I managed to get home. One of my coworkers let me use her Uber app, so I got home. I literally went on my laptop to see if I could Uber from my laptop. I could. Brought my laptop to work with me the next day, and I'm looking at places to like try and fix the phone. Cause mind you, I've had this phone for 6 years. It's iPhone 11. It's about time to let it go. But you know, it's been rocking with me, and I'm not one of those. Every time a new iPhone come out, this is my first iPhone. I'm not. I don't have to get a new one every time. You know, whatever. I'm just gonna use it as long as I can. So, but I'm still like, I need to get it fixed. Like I'm debating, do I need to get it fixed, or do I just need to go ahead and get a new phone? But I'm like, I still need to get to work. So, bring my laptop with me to work, Uber to work, go to the place, which is already bad enough. I looked at this place. It said they open at 10 o'clock. I had to be to work at 10:30. Didn't know that. I thought was 11:30. So I was like, okay, 10 o'clock. I'm gonna be there just so I can go ahead, get that out the way, figure out what's wrong with it. They don't open. I think I waited till about 10:15. Nothing. So I'm like, all right, that's already bad. I took a break at like 2 o'clock, and went back, talked to the dude, and I was telling him what's going on. It was like, it won't turn on. And the thing was, it would, after trying to turn on for a minute, it would hit it'll show like a plug and be like, plug it in and go to the iPhone restore or whatever. Mind you, charger port don't work. So I'm telling him, like, maybe I just need to get the charger port fixed and I can restore it from there. And he was like, no, it's not the charger port. It's something else. He was like, I'm gonna have to try and figure out like what it is. So I'm like, okay, how much is that gonna cost? Because mind you, I ain't got that much in the bank. Bills come, I get paid in about a week. So I'm like, I'm trying to hold on, and I'm trying to get groceries. So I'm trying to hold on to buy whatever I got. It's like, oh, it costs $80. Like, okay, I got enough to pay the 80 and go on about my life. So he's like, give me about like an hour, and and I'll have it figured out what's going on. It's like, is there a number I can call you? And I was like, this is the only access point I got, hence why I need to fix. I was like, I work right up the street. I was like, I know you can Google where I work at and get the number, but he didn't. So he said, give him an hour. I work, take another break, go back. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. I didn't get the look at your phone. It's been busy. Give me 30 minutes. And I'm like, motherfucker. It's like, I'm already, like, I'm losing money to lose more money right now. It's like, I just wish there was a number I could call you. So I walk from there back to my job, go back to give him the number. And he was like, okay, I'm going to call you. Which, mind you, he said about 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure it took like a whole nother hour and some change. So it was a good thing I did make that trek. So he called the store and he was like, hey, it's the proximity sensor or something like that. He's like, that need to be replaced. So I'm like, all right, how much is that going to cost? Oh, $120. Look, man, just give my phone back. When I get that $120, we can figure it out. He's like, oh, brother, I'm going to look out for you. How much can you pay? I was like, I can basically pay that $120, and that's like stretching it. Like, don't even think about groceries now. Because I waived the diagnostic fee, and we just you could just pay for the part. I got the phone to turn on and everything, and it's working. Just Face ID and everything won't work. He said Face ID and speaker was everything but Face ID worked, from my understanding. So I'm like, cool. So pay that, get my phone back. I'm good. Then I think about a week and some change go by. I go check up on them. Part ain't come. I'll call you when it does. He called me yesterday. And I'm like, well, I'm about to go to work. So I'll just get you tomorrow when before I go to work. Which I was like, when do y'all open? He was like 10:30, 11. I was like 10:30 or 11 because I can be there at 10:30. Okay, see you then. All right, whatever. So my dad happened to call me. And this is part of the funny part, because he called me and he was like, hey, I could drop you off to work today. And I'm like, all right, I need to get my phone dropped off to get fixed. Oh, what's wrong with your phone? I tell him the situation and everything. He was like, it's funny. I was thinking about getting you a new phone for your birthday / Christmas. And I said, it's a good thing I didn't buy another phone. But I was like, since it stopped working with this part, it should last till then. So he dropped me off. It's another guy there. I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to get this part fixed or whatever. And he's looking at my phone. He's looking at the little paper that the dude wrote. And he was like, your phone worked? And I was like, yeah, he just said something about a part. And he was like, I'm going to let him handle that. He comes in about 30 minutes. So give me about an hour. And then my dad was like, you want me to just pick it up for you? And I was like, shoot, that worked. Give him a number. He was like, we'll text you. So took more than an hour. Shocking. Which, before that, the day that everything was going on, he was like, right? He was like, could you write a good survey? And I'm like, technically, you put a Band-Aid on the problem. But whatever. I wrote him a survey. Basically, it would look like AI wrote it because it was generic. Oh, good service, blah, blah. So if you happen to go on Yelp and you see my face, But anyway, so it was a little longer than hours. My dad told me why when he dropped the phone off. Dad comes to me, gives me my phone, and he was like, your Face ID still don't work. And I was like, that was part of what was supposed to be fixed. And he was like, and he said something about your charger port, so I just had him go ahead and fix it. He paid for it, but I was like, I told him the charger port wasn't working, and that's my initial fix that I wanted instead of doing this everything else. And then come to find out, the part don't even go with the phone because it overheats the motherboard. So I'm like, between me and my dad, we could have just bought a new phone. He said, he was like, look, if anything else happened with your phone, just let me know. We'll get you a new one. And I'm like, yeah, because that's ridiculous. Granted, I could have spent $200 instead. But it's just like all of this for the phone to still be the same. Come on. What was the point?